Okay. How you darn?
It sounded so weird. Yeah. I had to do my yeah.
It.
How we feeling, y'all? How we feeling?
What sounded weird about it?
I don't know. It just for a quick second, it sounded weird, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, could be. I'm just sipping out of my Fantasyland mug here. Actually, too hot. Tea's too hot right now.
Man's too hot, never hot.
Man's too hot, never
No,
hot. Hey, who's watching the March Madness, by the way? My champion's already out.
Is it on KO?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, who we watching today? Should I put somebody
Well,
else?
Arizona just got upset by Princeton, which is pretty crazy.
Okay.
And then
March Madness,
Virginia lost as well this morning, my champion. First round exit. I had literally no idea, though. Like, I don't know anything about college basketball this year, genuinely. I don't know a single thing. Now like Auburn and Iowa are playing right now.
Yeah, Iowa are playing right now. Yeah, okay. That's who we have right now, which is interesting. Looks like Tank Bigsby versus
Sam Laporta. Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah, we got a good stream for you guys today. Thanks for hanging out with us. Really appreciate the love and the support over the last couple days. It's been cool to see us get over that 6K mark, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
It blows my mind that 10K actually feels like a realistic possibility at some point this year.
Yeah, I mean, we told ourselves that we hope that we can get to 10K before the season starts, and I mean, we have 4 months? What are we in March, April, May, June, July, August? I guess more like 5 to 6 months then. So yeah, it's seems exciting.
It seems exciting, but is it?
But is it? It's not. It won't be exciting until we actually get there.
It's exciting. It's exciting. What's up, Rocket? What's up, Chris? Congrats on breaking 6K. Thank you. What's up, Kelly? Looking for that Rodgers to Jets to be final. Yeah, we all are. I agree, man. What's up, Albert? What's up, Kyle? How you darn? Patiently waiting for Judy to the Pats, Ethan says. Oh, okay. Foreman to the Bears. Yep. Why don't we go ahead and start by talking about some news? But just quickly, Hannah says, hey guys, I got the Mother Flocker yearly subscription. I paid almost 24 hours ago. When will I get the badge? The badge, do you mean in the Discord? Because make sure that you put your information in the join here tab, your username, email, and the code that you use, assuming it's land, our code. Yeah. And then if you don't hear back, wait for about 24 hours, okay? Because the developers are going through it every day. And if you don't hear back, there's a little text channel called site recommendations/issues. And if you don't hear anything back, put it in there. Thanks for the sub, Yefion. If you don't hear anything back, put it there, and they'll make sure and respond to you and send you a DM, get you squared away. But assuming you used our code, thank you so much, my man, for the support. We will. I promise you, everything will get figured out. As a lot of people here have signed up, it's been awesome to see. What's up, Vordor? What's up, iCamp? What's up, Scary? What's up, Shane? D-hop to the boys. That could be cool. What's up, Matthew?
Could be.
Yeah, Hannah, make sure you use the tab that says site recommendations/issues. Just say, hey, I haven't got my role yet. And the developers are going to make sure and reply to you there. Okay.
Exactly.
Appreciate that. All right, let's take a second and let's go through some news. But just before we do that, do us a little favor, guys, and go ahead and hit that like button.
You like that?
Easiest way to support the show, to support the channel, to help us grow. It's quite simple. When you hit that like button, you're telling YouTube, I like these guys. I think other people might like these guys. Why don't you send it out to those other people? So do us a favor, hit that like button. If we hit 100 likes, we will do a rookie mock draft after today's startup. Justin, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Appreciate you. That's very, very kind of you. He says 6,000 and celebrating with a little super chat. Appreciate that, my man. Appreciate that.
Huge love, man.
That's all love. Okay, let's go to the news, because there was some news that happened recently. So Deonta Foreman signs a deal with Chicago. And
most recent one.
You and I were saying, because a lot of people out there were like, Khalil Herbert's a guy. And we were like, pump the brakes. A lot is yet to happen. I don't even think this is the final domino. personally. I mean, they got Travis Homer, right? And we were
whatsoever.
like, Homer's a special teams guy. There'll be someone else. Deonta Foreman should scare you if you're a Khalil Herbert owner because of how damn good he was last year. But also the draft should scare you. So I don't think they're done, especially the team that the run means so much to.
Exactly. So I mean, still even a lot more free agent pieces out there. Foreman signs a 1-year deal, and when I see these 1-year deals, unless there's a lot of guaranteed money, you have to make the team first.
Sure.
Right. So that's another thing there as well. So even if you go through free agency, they draft a younger running back, he has to make the team, and if that guy, the younger running back, shows out, then there you go. You already know what the deal is. But yeah, Khalil Herbert
for sure.
Right now,
much can change. So much can change. Slay comes back to the Eagles. Can I ask a question about this? And maybe it's me. I do think it's me not understanding the market. He got 43 million over 2 years? Is that right?
Let me see. Is it kind of just the numbers just kind of broke?
And I'm just wondering, is that normal? Not to say that it's not normal.
Let's see.
That felt like a pretty huge number.
2-year extension through 2025.
Where are you finding this?
I'm just here we go. Adam Scheffner, numbers are in on Darius Slay expected extension. Slay agrees to a 3-year, $42 million extension that includes a $23 million fully guaranteed.
I thought it was 2. Okay, 3 makes more sense, but
yeah,
because the report I saw was 2 years for $42 million. I was like, holy, is that normal?
Is that normal?
Not that I don't want to disrespect him, but isn't he like 32 years old or something?
Yeah, he is 32 years old, and that is okay. So you paid him a lot of money guaranteed to. I think he might just be a presence in the locker room. That's a lot of money to be a presence in the locker room.
Well, no, I mean he's gonna play for sure.
For sure, for sure. I'm saying more like he's gonna help bring up these young guys that they're either gonna draft, like one of our close friends. Sounds like you're really hoping to get Christian Gonzalez and some other pieces.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. So maybe he's gonna help bring them up. But we'll see what happens.
Okay, Drew Lock re-signs with Seattle.
Wow, this is blockbuster. If Drew Lock's available, pick him up.
It's a joke, obviously, just for legal purposes. Robert Tonyan signs with Chicago.
It's for legal purposes.
Shout out to that one person who cussed us out when we had Robert Tonyan too low in our Dynasty rankings. What do we do now, guys? What do we do now? You remember that video last year?
Yeah, 100%.
We hold grudges too much.
But it's okay.
Gardner Minshew with the Colts. I think this is cool. I think this is actually worth a pickup. Because if they were to sign or draft, Anthony Richardson, which seems to be the most likely scenario right now, anything can change. But you'd have to assume Gardner probably starts the year. So think about what Marcus Mariota's value was this time last year, right?
Right.
Darius Slayton comes back to New York. How do you feel as a Giants fan?
Slayton, it's a good, team-friendly deal. I think a guy that can stay in the locker room and help us win a couple games. Still an area we need to address. So if you're a Giants fan out there, we see Darius Slayton and all these other guys we're picking up. I don't think we're done yet.
Yeah. Nick Westbrook, Eeny Keeny, yellow polka dot bikini comes back to Tennessee. Chase Edmonds with the Buccaneers. Sorry, I need to stop. Harrison Smith with the Vikings. Paris Campbell signs a deal with the Giants.
Yeah, this is the one I'm pretty excited about.
That's actually he was nice last year, man.
Yeah, exactly. And if he can stay healthy, I'll be really excited. Another guy, 1-year deal. 63 catches last year, and that was kind of his breakout year. Kind of finally staying healthy. Obviously, he's dealing with some injuries, and he was a really high pick, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was like a 2nd-round pick, or 3rd-round pick. I mean, that's pretty high.
Yeah, he was a 2nd-round pick out of Ohio State. Good friends with Terry. I mean, this has always been a very talented player. He just hasn't stayed healthy until last year, and he was pretty good last year.
Exactly. So I'm excited about this. Once again, I think if we can get think about it, we're replacing Richie James. We're replacing all these guys that were coming in and saying, "Who the hell is this?" Now we say, "All right,
you're not
our top guy got hurt. We got Paris Campbell at least, which is significantly better."
Okay, Braxton Berrios to Miami. I think that's pretty much it based off of what we've seen in the last day. But for anyone who is going to come in later in the stream and say, well, what do you think about Deonta Foreman? Come back to this part of the stream. It's a crazy week. News is always coming out. So we are doing a 2023 Dynasty startup mock draft. And why are we doing so many startups this week? Well, it's because free agency is happening, things change, and we just want to, you know, kind of get the lay of the land. It's a good way to gauge the Dynasty landscape, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, if you want to access our rankings, we're putting up articles, bonus videos. I put up a bonus video about DJ Moore a couple days ago and more. Consider signing up to flockfantasy.com. Go to flockfantasy.com/land and use our promo code LAND, land, and you're going to get 30% off a membership. You're going to get access to our rankings, our articles, our bonus content, as well as everyone over there on the website. So have you ever thought about what's, let's say, for example, Mason? Have you ever thought about what's Mason's rankings versus your rankings, right, over at Flock Fantasy? Well, you can actually add Mason, and you can add myself, and you can add Badake, and you can see how we differ between these different players, right, if you wanted to see how they differ. So, and you get the articles, you get the bonus content. We'll put draft guides out there. And yeah, so it's all love. So let's go ahead and get this startup mock draft popping. If people want to join us today, if they want a chance to get in, Badake, how can they do that?
Yeah, join our Discord. We do have a new Discord, guys. That link is in the description below. It is first come, first serve. So keep that in mind. Go to the Discord, once again, in the description. Go to Fantasyland that has little orange footballs next to it. Go to content releases. That's where we're going to be posting the link to our mock draft now. So go there, and that's exactly how you can join. We go live. We're trying to figure out the times, right? I mean, we're trying to stay consistent. We're still going to go live Monday through Thursday. We're still trying to figure out what people like. It still feels like with the daylight savings, I think people really like a little bit earlier time, so we might have to adjust to that.
Yeah, we might have to do like 7:30 and find a happy medium.
And find a happy medium for everyone, because we'll definitely see what happens. But once again, join the link in the description, or sorry, join our Discord with link in the description. Go to Fantasyland Football there, and then go to content releases, and that's where I'll be posting the link to this mock draft. Yeah, I need a link, by the way.
I think you do. Yeah, I think you're right there. Let me send that to you. And then I'm gonna choose a spot as well. Comment down below what spot should I be choosing, guys? Where should I draft from?
Yeah, I did every spot. It's been 12 weeks already. And I went 1 through 12. I might start from the top again. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting 8, 12, 13. Okay, let's go. Okay, Mike's saying 6. Mike's saying 6. Let's do it for Mike. Let's do it for Mike today. Okay. I sent you that link. So join whenever.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying to.
I sent it to my wife.
Classic.
So she can join us if she wants. There you go. There's a link. Oh, that is classic. That is classic. All right. Join that up and send that link out in the content release tab under Fantasyland over on the Flock Discord.
Yeah,
we'll get this thing popping.
I feel like 4 maybe feels comfortable. Okay. Once again, link in the description. Fantasyland content release. Posting the link here in 3, 2, 1. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
There you go.
That's gonna fill up. Awesome. And while we're doing this, friendly reminder, if we hit 100 likes, that is our like goal today on this stream. If we hit that like goal, we will do a rookie mock draft right after this one. So if you want a chance to get into a rookie mock, a whole new group of people, and another mock draft right after this one, go ahead and hit that like button. Help us get to that 100. Okay, so we are using the landing spots from Walter Football, which is in the description below. So just so you know where these players have landed, right? CJ Stroud is a Panther. Bryce Young is a Texan. Will Levis is a Colt. That's interesting. Okay, so they went Will Levis. Anthony Richardson goes to the Raiders. Jackson Smith and Jigba to the Texans. Quentin Johnson to the Patriots. Then we get into the back half of the second round. Bijan goes to the Lions. R.I.P. David Montgomery if that were to happen. Zay Flowers and Swift, to be honest. Zay Flowers to the Ravens. Jordan Addison to the Giants. Michael Mayer to the Bengals. Jahmyr Gibbs to the Saints. R.I.P. Jamal Williams if that happens. Into the second round, where we see Jalen Hyatt to the Packers. Jonathan Mingo to the Steelers. Tanner McKee to the Bucks. Cedric Tillman to the Seahawks. Luke Musgrave goes to the Lions. Darnell Washington to the Bills. And then into the third round, where we see Sam Laporta to the Texans. Hendon Hooker to the Broncos. Zach Charbonnet to the Rams. Xavier Hutchinson to the Titans. Dalton Kincaid goes to the Packers. Josh Downs to the Colts. Stetson Bitten to the Lions. Zach Evans to the Dolphins. Chris Rodriguez Jr. to the Jags. Dontavion Wicks to the Cowboys. Deuce Vaughn to the Panthers. Devin A-Chain to the Chiefs. Kayshon Boutte to the Niners. And then into the fourth round, where we see Kenny McIntosh to the Raiders. Andre Yoshivas to the Falcons. Chase Brown to the Browns. Jaden Reed to the Jets. Rashee Rice to the Falcons. Tucker Kraft to the Panthers. Kim Jarrett to the Patriots. Irrelevant. Tyler Scott to the Chargers. Charlie Jones to the Browns. And that should be it. So we are doing a 2023 Dynasty Startup Mock Draft PPR Superflex, not tight end premium. Let's go ahead and start it off.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here.
Flashes A got in. Love it.
Huge.
Shade says, hey, I made my first mock draft. Let's go. Love it. What's up, Kyle? We got Golf League representing. Why does every mock put Bijan to the Lions? I think that will change here next week, Justin, as mock drafts update. Yeah, I don't think they'll go Bijan anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way. Wow. Okay. I mean, what a gift here, Josh Allen at the 1-4.
What the hell?
Sure. I'll take him.
What's happening today? That's what we call a Cinderella upset. Josh Allen at the 1-4. It's March Madness.
It is Boise State versus Northwestern right now. Number 23 just dunked Smith.
Okay, wow. Here I am at the 1-6, and the Justin Herbert disrespect is just going on all offseason, isn't it? I'll take him here at the 1-6. I'll feel pretty damn good about it. Jake says, finally made it into one of these mocks. Welcome in, my man. Khalil Herbert, managers in shambles already. That Foreman signing. Shade says, yo, Zach, you were talking about Montgomery a bunch last week, and I ended up picking him up in a few leagues for cheap. Thanks for the heads up.
Huge.
We're making a difference, baby. We're making a difference. I love that for you. And I love that for you and I picked him up in some leagues as well for pretty cheap. This one goes to Shahid. Bottoms up.
This one goes to Shahid. Shout out to Shahid.
Okay, so we see Herbert, then Jackson. We see Jefferson, Chase. This looks like a typical, mock at this point. But I would say to get Fields at the 110, that is actually quite surprising to see him fall that far.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of has this window, 1.8 to 110, just depending on if you want to get JJ or Chase before, right? Yeah. So I think that kind of depends there. I would say 1.8 to 110 is his window, but that's definitely the late half of where you'll be really lucky to get him at the 110.
I know we've discussed this before, but I actually have Justin Fields ahead of Lamar Jackson in my rankings as my quarterback 7. So I actually probably would take Fields at the 1-7 at this point.
Okay.
And I know that that's not going to be consensus, but to get him at the 10 feels pretty incredible there. But look, you can't go wrong with Jackson, Jefferson, Chase, or Fields. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
It does feel like the 11 spot to 12 spot is where there's a cutoff, but you also start with 2 incredible players back to back. So yeah, I still have Lamar 1 spot ahead of Justin, but I guess thanks for the sub, Mr. Dude.
Yeah, appreciate you. Not that you're not putting respect on Lamar, but I guess I'm still having the hope and
I am
respect
not.
for.
No, you're right. Yeah. Like based off of the community, I am disrespecting Lamar. I don't think I am, But based off of the community and what people have said in our comments, I am that guy who's disrespecting him, even though I'm not meaning to be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it happens, but it's not. I don't think it's like a. I think it's just depending on what people prefer right now, especially the way the Bears are building. Seems very exciting, and they're going to continue to build in the draft.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like.
Yeah. Bijan, CD, Kyler. People keep asking me, or not me, but us, hey, like the 101, what's sort of the value there? Well, you're gauging it right here in a startup, right? If you need wide receiver, CD is kind of that value. Quarterback, you're looking at Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray. I will say, though, Deshaun Watson, you can get cheaper according to the community. We're maybe higher on him as a fantasy land community than the Dynasty community. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty high on Deshaun. He's my QB 9 at the moment. So I wonder what consensus is on like keep trade cut. Let me see what they have Deshaun as.
Yeah, he's
right
my
now.
9 as well. I would be right there with you.
Let me see what they have him as. Deshaun is QB 12 according to keep trade cut.
Okay.
So,
who do they have ahead of him then?
They have Kyler, Bryce Young, CJ. I guess the rookies, the two.
Oh,
rookies.
they have both the rookies ahead of Deshaun.
CJ, Bryce, and Kyler above Deshaun right now.
Wow, that's. I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, right.
Well, I just think people forget we're talking about a quarterback who, as a starter, when he's been a starter an entire year, there's not a single year he's not finished top 5.
Yeah. Exactly. So
that's interesting. What's up, Kevin? Welcome in, my man.
How
so
you doing?
Dak Prescott goes off the board. That was pretty much the cutoff point for me. I wanted maybe for him to fall. He's also, I feel, getting slightly disrespected. But yeah, I would say that's probably the cutoff point for me. And maybe I should reflect that a little bit better in my rankings as I'm looking at it here. All right, let's switch tune here. What wide receivers have we got available to us? The belle of the ball. Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to make a decision here. Oh, okay. Just so I don't get auto picked. Kind of freaked out there.
Oh, I forgot. I'll count down for you if you need.
I'm happier with Foreman signing than another free agent or rookie. I get that, Isaiah. I would just say be cautiously optimistic if you're a Herbert owner, because I don't think Foreman and Homer are the final pieces there.
Yeah.
Style says Burrow is going to be 102 consensus as time goes on. Style, you want some Joe Burrow?
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I thought it would happen.
2-8. I need to start looking at other communities here. I wonder if this is happening as well in other communities mock draft. Just let us know if other people mock with anyone else. Is Richardson going in the second round as well?
I think so, because I know other communities. I'm not saying
He
every
went to the
one of them,
Raiders.
but other communities are kind of saying he should be the 101 or 102.
Yeah. So that is very interesting.
But can't speak for every community, obviously.
Yeah. For us, we wouldn't do it. I guess our community is kind of leaning towards that, but us as individuals, we still wouldn't do that. But okay, I'm gonna take my guy. I'll take Garrett Wilson here. Feels comfortable.
Yeah.
The 2-9 there.
Yeah. The player I was looking for was AJ Brown. That's why I spent so much time. But then I realized he was
gone.
He was gone. Russ or Watson? Definitely taking Deshaun.
Agreed.
Okay, so then Brees Hall goes Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sun God himself.
The Sun God at the 2-11.
Jared Goff is going to be set up so well next year.
Goff is just.
I mean, he's got Swift and Monty.
I think he's
got
the future.
Amon-Ra and and Jameson Williams, who's yet to be unleashed. And maybe they go Michael Mayer in the draft. Who knows? I mean,
I don't see how he kind of fails. They do have an out now, but he's going to be 20. He's 29 years old right now. If they are in the second half of the draft, let's just say they're above 500. Where did they finish this year? Actually, let me go
They finished 9-8, right? Wasn't it 9-8?
Yeah, but where was their finish? They finished 18th. They finished 18th, and I think they can improve again coming at the end of this year.
Sorry, I might have missed what you were saying at the beginning. 18th in what?
Sorry, all my people just went off the board. Let me just reevaluate here. Okay, I'll definitely take somebody else then. I'm happy to take Etienne here. So I was saying where the Lions finished their original pick. They have their original pick
draft.
Is 8 in the draft. Exactly, is 18.
That
so I guess
would
I'm
that
talking about Jared
be
Goff.
that would be barely the cutoff from playoffs, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the last team that didn't make the playoffs actually.
Well, the NFC North is up for grabs.
Yeah, so I think they can, especially with Rodgers leaving, I think they can easily make the playoffs. And when Jared Goff, I think the Lions might have to start investing in him and saying, okay, is he going to be our long-term guy? Because I'm seeing them being, staying in this area, 18 to 23. Like, I see them making the playoffs, right? If Jared Goff and everyone, Amon-Ra stays healthy, especially with Monty there now, and whoever else they add. So
right,
I feel like they might have to extend Goff another year or two, because they're going to be in the second half of the draft in the next coming years, in my opinion.
Sure, I have some great options to me available to me on the board. I think this is where I take Tua, though. We believe, and I think there's like a couple quarterbacks last year that we kind of flag planted on collectively. Like, we were different on individual quarterbacks, but Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, you and I were huge buys all last offseason.
Yeah.
I still feel that way. Just Tua is the cheapest of those three options now. And the team has publicly committed to him. I feel like they are committed to him. And I now get to pair him up with Jalen Waddle here in the third round. So I'll go ahead and do that. But there was a lot of good options at the 3-6 there available.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So just so you guys know who are in the chat, we see you. We try and respond to as many questions as we can. But we also want to make sure that we're addressing the content in the stream as well. So just be aware, if you ever have some pressing need that you really want advice on, drop a super chat. We're going to reply to it as quickly as we possibly can. But we will go through and try and do our best to kind of sort through questions as well. But we want to make sure that, the content is still being covered.
Exactly.
Christian McCaffrey off the board at the 3-7. Kyle Pitts goes off the board at the 3-8. And I keep telling myself Kyle Pitts is going too late. And then I don't draft him. It's just this weird philosophy where it's like every time I draft a team with a tight end early, I don't like the way it looks later. But I still think Kyle Pitts is going too late. Yeah,
I think maybe the community kind of leans maybe the way I'm thinking when I think of Kyle Pitts is like, what's really going to happen there? How long is it going to take for him to be fantasy relevant? And I guess once again, maybe that doesn't matter because of how young he is.
Yeah, I was going to say it could take 2 years.
Only 22 years old.
You'll make a profit on that ADP.
So we'll definitely have to wait and see how that turns out. But rookie year wasn't the.
Oh my God.
What happened?
This is better than the Super Bowl if this is real. Pro Football Talk is reporting that Dan and Tanya Snyder have cleared out of the Commanders facility. There is a belief in the building that a sale is imminent. The nightmare could be over soon. Oh my God. If this is real, I feel actual elation right now. I have goosebumps. You can't see them. I have actual goosebumps. If this is real, I'm tearing up. It's not.
I thought you were.
Everything's okay. Everything's okay. We can wait.
I'm tearing up.
We're gonna stay calm. We're gonna stay calm, composed. I've been hurt before. Okay, we're gonna wait it out.
We go Dan and Tanya, huh? Thank you so much for your hard work. but you don't gotta go home, but you gotta get the fuck out of here, my guy. Basically, what they said.
No more Dan
Who's buying
Snyder.
it,
Hoss
though?
it up.
Who's buying?
Jordan
who's buying
selling
it?
the Hornets to free up money to buy Commanders. That would be funny.
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill and Mark Andrews go out the
Do you
edge
know who's
there.
buying it? Who are the top runners? Who do you want? Does it really matter to you?
It does matter. It does matter. I don't
Okay.
want some other dickhead coming in and running the show, you know? Who's the guy who owns the Sixers? He's in real conversations. Josh Harris is his name. He is the co-founders and managing partners of Harris Blitz Sports Entertainment Group. There is Jeff Bezos, who could always be in the ring. What's his name?
How do you feel about Jeff Bezos holding it? I feel like he's the front runner.
I would be totally fine with
Because-
that. I mean,
Probably because he has the most money.
I would be elated if it was Jeff Bezos. Like,
It'd be
is he?
Amazon everywhere.
It's just more like he has fuck you money. You know, like these teams out there who are signing these insane contracts, and they can just put that money into escrow and just be like, it's fine. We don't care. Okay. He has that kind of money. So the facilities would be improved. People would want to be there. You could pay coaches whatever you wanted to pay them. And we would get out of that shithole of a stadium much quicker than another owner. So yeah, I would say he would be ideal, but I'm just happy with whoever it is, whatever group it ends up being.
Right. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
100% Drew said first priority is changing the damn name. I completely agree. Go back to the Washington.
I agree.
Wow, Tony Pollard at the 4-6.
What?
That's a big move here from Jakey. Washington football team was low-key dope. I think so too, Styles. They should have kept it. I thought it was
I'm
sick.
still
It was
trying to get
clean.
past what just happened in this mock draft.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Pollard, but each of their own.
Holy
That's all.
moly.
That's all I got to say. Each of their own.
Okay, let's see. Who's available? Can I say a name and you tell me if it's available?
Sure.
Actually, I know that name's available. All right, never mind. I feel like I'm going to have to let the board fall and take one of these guys instead of... Okay, I don't want to give too much information away.
Don't give too much. Don't
Is
give too
Daniel Macy anywhere in this mock?
much. No, he's not.
Okay. I'm just scheming. Okay, I feel like Christian Watson goes pretty high nowadays, so let's see who falls to me here.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
Washington football team was low-key dope. I liked it. I just felt like there was just no identity to really. Look, it's an impossible task because you're asking a team that's been around for, decades and decades and decades and decades and decades and decades. You're asking to change the history of that team, right? And to make it feel like it's organic, natural, and something that everyone can get behind. So it is an impossible task. But I will say, I like the Washington football team. But I felt like it was just difficult to kind of have this identity in, if that makes sense. Style says, it made your Twitter bio. It did make my Twitter bio, but I just thought it was funny. Because when it first came out, people are like, okay, so backstory. When the name was first revealed, people don't understand the NFL. Like, your average Australian doesn't understand, right? So if an Australian was to ask me, what NFL team do you support? I'd be like, the Chiefs and the football team. What do you mean, the football team? They're all football teams. So
the football team.
That's why I made it my bio. I like the football team because I thought it was funny. But
yeah, so lucky.
Yeah, I don't mind the Washington football team. I think if you ask every Washington fan, I don't want to say every, but I would say 90% of Washington fans have this heart connection to the name Red Wolves. I don't know what it is. I just think it's perfect. Like, the name Red Wolves, I think, is just the perfect name. I think it's native to the area. It sounds incredibly cool. You could easily see how merch could work out that way. You could see how they could build little cultural things around it. Like Welcome to the Den, right? You could have the howls going on in the stadium or whatever. I mean, Sam Howell is the quarterback. I don't know. I think we all kind of fell in love with that Washington Red Wolves name. Also, it makes sense because HTTR, right? Hail to the Red Wolves. HTTR was always such a big thing for Washington. But Red Wolves and Red Tails would still be my first choice.
Right. I think whoever comes in is really going to listen to the fans. That's what I think. Because I felt like...
I hope so.
I felt like the last time, and you kind of were pointing to this, they kind of pointed to the fans but didn't listen to them whatsoever.
They didn't.
They was like, hey, what do you guys like? Actually, we're going with none of those options that you guys like. So I think whoever comes in probably sees that and says, you know what, we're actually going to listen to the fans this time.
Yeah.
And go through the whole campaign.
I was hoping either Jameson or Treylon were going to fall, but maybe that's on me for not taking them. There's actually more to that story, and I have a conspiracy on that, which I've told you before, Badake, but I will just quickly go on a little rant here, okay? And I don't want this stream to be a Washington stream, but...
I'm going to get this stack, by the way.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm getting Jordan Addison here with Daniel Jones because he goes to the Giants.
Okay. So I have this belief. Dan Snyder, always been a douche, okay? Forever. He's always been just a cockroach of society, okay? For decades and decades, he has not cared about the Redskins name. And there's been outside pressure. There's been people who have said that you need to change it for decades, right? And he went on record multiple times and said, we will never, ever change the name, okay? And he is the type of stubborn person that, like, he would do everything he can to commit to everything that he said, if that makes sense. It's my belief that he didn't want to change the name. And the reason that this name change happened, anyone think it's convenient that all that was going on? I'm going to go ahead and take Jerry Jeudy here. Anyone think that was convenient, that all of that was happening right when the scandals were coming out with Washington, right? About the abuse, the workplace, the sexual misconduct, all of these reports coming out, Congress getting a hold of stuff. Anyone think that that's a little too convenient? That after decades of committing to this name and not caring what people think, you want to change the name and, you know, you care now what people think? That felt a little bit too convenient in my eyes. In my opinion, it was a distraction. Oh, this leak is coming out and I know it's way deeper than what's currently there, so let's distract people. Yeah, all that bad stuff. We have a new name, but check this out over here. Over here. We're the Washington football team now. Yeah, we changed that thing. So don't look over here, okay? We're the Washington football team, okay? And then they go on this spiel about how we care about the fans. We want you to tell us what name. We have a website. Go submit your ideas on the website, right? What people fail to realize is as soon as they changed their name to the Washington football team, they had already trademarked the Washington Commanders. Before they even told the fans, we care about what you think. This was well thought out. It was a terrible idea, but it was well thought out and planned by Snyder and his team. Don't look over here. We're the Washington football team. We already know we're going to be the Commanders, but we're going to pretend that you guys have a voice in this discussion, right? So it's been my belief for quite some time that it was just a distraction and he didn't actually want to change the name. So that's my little spiel. I don't think he cared. He clearly, like, if you look at the release of the team and how it was handled, there is no effort in any part of that. In any part of it. So, yeah, I think it was a distraction to hide all of the negative things that were going on. Because if you look at all the negative things, there is like a pile of negatives that you could have pointed to. So anyway, that's my spiel. Maybe it's a conspiracy.
I love it. I mean, maybe it is conspiracy. It happens. I'm just glad not to root for an organization like that. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Well, thank God I lived in two cities for a decade.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Okay, so Flash goes 2 tight ends at the edge there.
Looks like Flash is building more of a win now team, getting Eckler, Tyreek, getting the tight ends.
But this is not tight end premium though.
That's not, but he knows what's up.
Yeah. I'm convinced that the name change was part of a scheme to hide that he was cooking the books. John, I think that's like one of those things that he was trying to hide. I agree. Zach, all we asked for is the illusion of control. That's right. Sean, yeah, exactly, style. Sean Taylor is an all-time great, and like Sean Taylor connects to the Washington franchise unlike almost any other player in history. Like that connection that we have with Sean Taylor, and to just, in my opinion, the effort looked so. You didn't even have the face mask taped, you know. That it felt like a distraction. As I'm glad as I am that it's there, it felt like another distraction. Yeah. Anyway, I thought they could have done so much better with his memorial, or, you know, the tribute. You could Flash. Zach looking like Charlie Day with all these conspiracy theories. I agree. I love Charlie. I hate being a St. Louis Rams fan and think Stan Kroenke is a monster, but he's got nothing on Snyder. Okay, what is happening with Joe Mixon going in the 6th? Jake, what is going on, man? Jake took Tony in the 4th and Mixon in the 6th.
I don't know
Jake,
if you heard the things
blink
Mixon.
twice if you're okay.
Mixon was like he's fine. Like it was just his sister that kind of got caught up in the mix. It just happened in his house, from what I read.
Oh, okay.
From what I read.
Fair enough.
But maybe it kind of resolves the whole what's going to happen with Mixon. I think once the season starts and Mixon's still on the team and they didn't draft nobody, he's going right back up.
Okay, let me see then. I maybe that's on me. I didn't see any report on Joe Mixon, but
Let me see. I think
that doesn't mean that they're not going to cut him though.
Yeah, true. Exactly. That doesn't mean anything. It was just more of like, hey, maybe people are seeing it in this way, so that's why Mixon is coming right back up. But
yeah, no, that's fair. Maybe
some people weren't drafting him at all just to avoid him.
Well, I got him in like the 11th round the other day.
So like 5 hours ago, Bengal Joe Mixon cleared on March 6th shooting outside his home. His sister, however, has been indicted for tampering with evidence and obstructing justice, according to Pro Football Talk. So,
yeah,
that was kind of the tings, you know, the tings, bruv, the tings.
Yeah. My bad. You're good, Jake. You're good. No stress, brother. No stress. We mock to have fun and try things. Can't trust the guy who throws his sister under the bus. Most you'd be willing to pay for AJ Brown. I think we put the price tag on him like the 103. Is that right? I feel like the 103 is a price tag.
I think it was.
The super flex. Anyway, we've talked about Washington too much already, but I just drafted Jahan Dotson, and
I wanted him as well.
This is a sexy team so far, I think, but I mean, it's my team. I'm drafting it, so of course I'm going to say that. If I can get Daniel Jones in the mid to late 4th, though, maybe we can wait on Tua, but who knows what would have happened.
Yeah, I think it's just the way people are building teams. I don't think he would have fell, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but it kind of worked out. Kind of worked out for me.
Yeah. Shahid says, I can't lie, Mixon's a bargain right now. Possible RB1 value, and you can get him for a second. I agree. We actually talked about that in a video recently, and I agree that he's a value. Let me see where I got him or where he went in the last couple
it was pretty low
that we've done, because we were kind of pointing that out in recent mocks. So where did he go in yesterday's? Mixon went. Where the hell are you, Joe?
Joe Mixon right now, by the way, guys, is running
11,
back 32.
11-4. He went at the 11-4 yesterday. And the day before that, he went at the 12-10. Yeah, I got him at the 12-10. So I agree that he's a value right now. I just think this might be a little too early.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
Jared.
fallen significantly based off of all the stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
RB 30, he's actually 33 according to the little chart, but he was 18 in a month ago, February 17th. He was RB 18, and now with everything happening, he's RB 32. So I think he comes right back up once everything is settled. But yeah, we need to wait until the draft if they draft somebody or he gets cut. So
yeah,
we'll see.
By the way, Kirk Cousins at the 5'8". We didn't talk about that, but I remember I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he would have went golf or Pickett, some of these other guys.
Where does he currently rank for you, Kirk
Cousins?
He's my 25.
Let me see. I have my new rankings here.
So I'm taking Carr, Smith, Geno, that is, J Love, Goff, Wilson.
Give me a second.
Levis, Pickett, Lance.
Kirk Cousins, he's 26 for me. So yes, I'm taking all those guys. Geno, Carr. I'm taking Mac Jones, at least for me. Russell Wilson, Jared Goff, J Love. All those guys over Kirk Cousins, especially with all the talks of him potentially getting, this Vikings team maybe picking somebody up. There goes Jordan Love right there, going at the 7-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings are the moves they're making would suggest that they are preparing for a life without Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Washington Chameleon's honestly the best name I've ever thought of.
Come a chameleon.
Yeah. Style says, now let's talk about owners who move their teams to LA when no one cares about those teams. I think the Rams make sense because there was history there, but I will say the Chargers, that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I know all the San Diego fans were pissed.
Yeah, and they had every right to be pissed. Like, we're always going to be the second team here. What are we doing?
Yeah, it wasn't the smartest. I'm gonna take JK here. I think at the 7.
And San Diego is beautiful, by the way. Have you been?
No, I've never been to San Diego.
Oh, it's a dream. That's why a lot of people retire there. It's not the most active city, right? I mean, it's definitely not active like New York or Chicago or even LA.
And if you're saying that that maybe makes sense. If you are an organization that is trying to make money, you go there to retire. It's a little bit slower. It's not a big city compared to LA, which is fair. And it's just more about like being dedicated to the fans. In the other perspective, but they're in the business perspective, they were probably just trying to make money because the way you're saying it, San Diego's kind of slow retirement place.
It's slower for sure. Yeah. Okay. As much as I don't like him, I don't think he should be on the board in the 7th round. And in a Superflex format, it feels like this is a very good risk reward here. He was drafted ahead of Anthony Richardson. He goes to the Colts with the 4th overall pick. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm drafting Will Levis here.
Yep, that's nice.
I've never drafted Will Levis ever. So we're making history today.
I think Will Levis will see a lot more respect when the season comes around. When he's named a starter, when he is going to be going through progressions and new things come up about Will Levis and how high this team is around him and the people that, depending on the team he goes to, the people that are going to be around him, whether that's the Texans, the Panthers, the Colts, the Raiders, people are going to actually like it and understand. And then we're going to start seeing him being drafted a little bit earlier. I would say around 6 to 7 will feel comfortable, but a lot of people are going to take a chance on Will Levis.
Yeah. Shahid says, might get flamed for this, but Levis is just a slight more gifted Ellinger. Shahid, I mean, if you guys have been around the channel for even a couple months, you'll know that I've been labeled the anti-Will Levis guy. So that's why this is so surprising that I drafted him. I don't disagree that he has high bust potential. But 4th overall pick to the Colts? I don't know. I mean,
Bryce, bro, that could be something. The Vikings are going to trade up to draft Levis, and I'm going to be upset.
oh no, Christian Ponder all over again.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm a Will Levis believer. I mean, I can't have him higher than Anthony Richardson, but I do believe he's talented, and I do believe he could maybe surprise a lot of people. Once he's with a good organization, with some good weapons, with a better offensive line,
Sure.
compared to what he was with Kentucky.
Yeah. So Swift goes at the 7-8. I was curious to see where he would go because yesterday, I just remember where I feel like I think I remember drafting him yesterday, and I thought, oh wow, this is crazy value. So he goes at the 7-8 there. I got him at the 8-8. So, yeah, just going to be very interesting to see how his value is determined.
Yeah.
Amongst the community.
Wow.
Amari Cooper off the board at the 7-10.
I like Cooper there.
We got to see your guys' reaction when Levis goes number 1 overall. Oh, God. I just don't think it's happening. I feel like the rookie running back landing spots have really diminished lately. Kyle, this happens every year, though. You know, every year we forget that free agency is happening, and then it happens.
Yeah.
I think we just have to, which is difficult, and everyone might have different opinions on it, but I think after free agency ends, you have to decipher which running backs have that long-term commitment.
Exactly.
And which running backs you're not worried about if a rookie was to get drafted there. So I think people always want like this perfect pathway like Dameon Pierce had last year. But in reality, I would say 80 to 90% of running backs don't have that. You know, the talent is what's going to end up either bringing them to the top or making them, drown.
Yeah, and I think that's something that I learned this year, and I'm kind of upset at myself for not investing in some of these guys earlier. Like not in the rookie perspective, but in the free agency perspectives. Like we're talking about, and maybe this year was a little bit unique because of the getting Derek Carr there. It's really good, by the way. It's really unique.
I think so too.
Based on of all the availability that was at the running back position. Like I wish I invested in Monty more. I wish I invested in Miles Sanders more. I wish I invested in whoever else is going to be getting, like Jamal, a little bit more. While their prices was low, because at the time it was like, oh, don't buy running backs, but you can't take the risks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're so skeptical of taking the risk because if it doesn't work out, you'd be so upset at yourself.
Sure. I think it's just like identifying those running backs that were at really good price points, and
yeah, exactly.
I felt like Monty. Again, I'm giving myself a pat on the back, but Monty, what I missed out was on probably Miles. I didn't know how to value Miles, but I definitely hit on Monty in a lot of trades. But I think that's something that we need to reassess next year.
Yeah, and then finding those values while their prices is down and really projecting. Okay.
Damn, that's what I wanted. Zay. He's
a
first round guy who's like just hanging out here in the eighth round, first round wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miles definitely. That was a shocker to see him get that kind of commitment.
The thing is, like, we knew that, right? Like, we spoke about it. Like, the best free agent running backs that were there, we expected them to find these landing spots. We just didn't know where it was going to be. And I think that was the difference, right? We loved Monty. We loved Miles. We loved JJ and Saquon before they got franchise tag. And we was like, okay, outside of the two top guys, we believe in the two other guys. But we didn't really... I guess I personally didn't actively invest in that outside of just talking about it, and I wish I have or had. But you live and you learn. And maybe that's going to be the same case last year, like when a big top wide receiver is going to be a free agent, which might be a little bit more difficult to actually buy low, or
Right.
whatever the case may be. Like DeAndre Hopkins, I think he's a really good buy low right now, because people are like, oh, but what if he goes to a bad team? But what if he goes to a good team? You know?
Yeah. I find it hard on D Hop just because of the age.
Yeah, and I'm
31. It's not even like 29.
But obviously, it's more of like a win now scenario, which
No, for sure.
I'm releasing a video tonight for you guys, kind of talking about that. So I don't want to go too much in depth, but yes, like I do agree. It's all dependent on the team and where you're at, right? Because I wouldn't be buying D Hop right now if I'm a young team, right?
Yeah,
it's only the win now window I'll feel really confident in.
Yeah. Kevin says, let's go hit that like so we can get a rookie draft started after this. If you guys are here and you don't know, we have a like goal of 100 likes. So could you help us get there? Do us a favor, drop a like, show some love. That's the easiest way for us to grow. That basically tells YouTube, I like these guys. Maybe other people will. You should send that out to other people. So do us a favor, drop a like. If we get 100, we will start up a rookie mock draft right after this one. Drusev says, I'm still fully in on Swift. Monty is bad at football. I love you, Drusev. I just don't know what to say to this.
Yeah. Monty has arguably, technically, has he? I don't want to say this. He's finished higher than Swift. And
well, look, take it from this perspective.
Outside of the injuries.
Take it from this perspective. Every year Monty's been in the NFL, for fantasy, he's been a top 24 finish. One of those years was a top 5 finish. And I would say he's been playing outside of one really good year with Mitch Trubisky with a dumpster fire of a team, including the offensive line. I think you head to Detroit, that offensive line, oh my goodness. That is a dream for a player like Monty. So, I don't know. I like Monty. I don't know what to say. I love you, though, Joseph. I don't know. I mean, we might just see differently there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was always a big believer in Monty, a guy that I really liked. A guy that I invested a lot in redraft last year as well, because I thought he was going to have a really good season based off of how bad the weapons were for Justin Fields. And unfortunately, he got injured, so... kind of didn't work out. And then Khalil Herbert took off, and then I was like, well, let's go 50-50. I was like, okay, F me.
Joseph says Jamal had a better year last year and with 25% less touches. Okay, but let's be real for a second. How did Jamal Williams score points? Should I bring this tweet up and remind everyone from Ian Hartitz, I think is how you say it. Jamal Williams scored 17 touchdowns last season. Yards gained on each. All I'm saying is that's going to be hard to replicate. And I think Monty could have done that too if he gave him those carries. So I think those are very different situations to compare. But again, I love you. I just don't agree. Of course he had better yards per carry, Drusev. Look at the offensive lines, man. Look at the offenses in general. We just might fundamentally disagree on that one. I don't know. Badake, do you have a thought on that?
You're saying everything that I would say. I would completely disagree personally. I don't think that Monty is a bad running back. I think he is a guy that can be an all-down guy personally, and we've seen that before in his top 5 finish. And without the injuries, without all the setbacks, with a better and he goes to a better offensive line as well. So like, I don't know. You said everything I would say.
Yeah. We might just disagree, but that is okay, you know. So my question to you, Drusev, is are you preferring Jamal Williams over Monty in Dynasty then? That's an interesting conversation. Monty's forced missed tackle rate is one of the highest every year in the NFL. Would you trade the 108 for Traylon? I would. A lot of people out there probably wouldn't, but I would do that. Badake, would you?
Sorry, I'm on the clock. What was the question? Sorry.
Would you trade the 108 for Treylon Burks?
If I can get Jordan Addison over Treylon, yes, I would trade it.
So my question is, would you trade the 108 for Treylon?
Yes. Essentially, yes.
You prefer Treylon over Jordan Addison?
I prefer Jordan Addison over Treylon.
Okay, so you would not trade the 108 for Treylon Burks?
No, I prefer Jordan Addison over Treylon. So that means I would prefer the 108 over Treylon.
Yes.
Is that confusing?
My question was, would you trade the 108 for Treylon Burks?
No, sorry, no. Then sorry.
That's okay.
That was me confusing myself.
You're good. Okay. Man, wide receivers are disgusting here, aren't they?
I mean, it all kind of just goes downhill after a while.
Yeah.
You just gotta get your guy here. Just get your guy.
Get your guy, pal.
Yeah, you're just not that guy.
Nah, since Jamal's 2 years older, I just don't think Monty's going to Detroit is nearly the negative for Swift that people are making it out to be. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough, brother. We're going to draft a little Zach Evans here in the 9th round, who is going to be competing with Cam Akers in... Oh, actually, sorry. He goes to the Dolphins. That's even hotter.
Zach
Welcome
Evans
to the
does?
squad, King.
I thought he went to the Rams. Oh, maybe that was Zach Charbonnet. Right. Okay.
Damn, Geno over Kirk. Yeah, we got Geno over Kirk. It's funny. I mean, Geno's. Here's the thing. I feel like what's weird about his value hasn't changed since he signed that contract. I found it a little bit strange because everyone's concerns were his long-term security. What's his long-term security?
With Geno,
and he signs a 3-year deal, and
Yeah.
it's like no one's talking about it, and he's not rising up draft boards or rankings.
No, and the team stays the same. He's another year with the same team. Is going to improve. Respect, right? Tyler Lockett, DK, Kenneth Walker now coming off his rookie year. You also expect them to invest in the offensive line, which we did see that with Charlie Cross last year. Another year with that, I mean, I agree. Like, how can you not invest in Geno and like the A5 getting him there is really, really good. So
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's an argument he can go above a lot of other guys here. So let me pull up my rankings and see where he is at right now. Geno Smith.
Yeah. Swift was losing touches to Justin Jackson. Yeah, the weird thing is, and like Drew said, maybe you would agree with me on this at minimum. The Lions don't care about making DeAndre Swift the guy. Like they've made it abundantly clear that they don't care. And he's probably he was definitely the most talented running back last year, but it didn't matter and he couldn't stay healthy. And I would say even this year, like if you were to I mean Madden's not a good example, but like if you were to put Monty versus Swift and just say, hey, which of these running backs do you think is more talented? I would probably say Swift. But I don't think the Lions care. I don't think they want to invest in him or want him to be the feature of this offense. There was a change. There was a shift in the offensive identity when Amon-Ra broke out, and the team was really successful with Swift in that minimized role. I don't know. Maybe we agree on that at minimum. Like the Lions aren't utilizing him properly, just like how I felt like the Commanders weren't utilizing Gibson properly.
It's not even.
It's just like we can't do anything about that.
Yeah. And I would also even back that up by saying, I mean, I don't know if you guys, and maybe we need to take this with a grain of salt, but the way I saw it, which I thought really built in the conversation of they're rotating guys, it's because Swift does a lot of mental mistakes that maybe we don't see, right? I don't know if you watch Hard Knocks and you kind of saw DeAndre Swift and the running back coach was going to Swift. I think it was in preseason. He was like, "Yo, you had your hole right there. What are you looking at? The hole is clearly there." And like they even go back to the film on Hard Knocks, break it down, and be like, "But when Jamal gets in, he's hitting the hole, right?" So they wanted to give more of a rotation there to kind of give Swift into that mindset. It's like, okay, if I don't really pick it up here in the what they're seeing, then I could lose my job, which I think which we saw this past year a little bit. And maybe once again, that's probably very minuscule. So,
Yeah.
not, and this is not a thing. It's not again. We're not Swift haters. I like Swift.
No, not at
Like
all. I love
Swift
him.
is the guy that
I
I
just
think
don't think it's gonna happen.
we both. I mean, I would say we both really think he is very talented if he stayed healthy the whole time.
Yeah.
And maybe since this is his
Getting into
contract
Rashad
year,
Penny territory. Like, not that he's had that serious of an injury, but it's getting to Rashad Penny where it's like, actually, I'll stop saying that because maybe that's too disrespectful. But think about it in this perspective. How many times have the team given him opportunity to be a workhorse? It's always ended in injury. So if his own team doesn't think he can be a workhorse,
maybe he's just a role player.
is anyone going to sign him and think that? You know, I don't know.
And I think, and I think maybe he's just a role player in that way, but a very, very good role player. And the way I picture it is what James Conner did a couple years ago. Maybe that's what Swift could be, or like a third down guy that can catch the ball. Maybe he shouldn't be the 1, 2, 3 guy, third down guy, because
Well, I think Connor's got like 20 pounds on him.
no, yeah, I know, but I'm saying like with the injury perspective.
Okay.
The way how he gets injured, okay, maybe we need to limit his workload to get more of a production from Swift, right? So
Yeah.
instead of just keep pounding the ball and then he gets injured and we have him for half of the season. I think that's what we saw this year. But even with half of the production, he still gets injured, you know? So
yeah. I just think if a
tough.
team is telling you this is what we think about this player, sometime we should listen, unless you think like next year he's going to be signed and a team is going to give him the workhorse opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the team is telling us this is what we think of him. I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded. Maybe I'm jaded from Antonio Gibson. But I can't help but feel like it's similar. Not to put Gibson in the same category of talent, but as far as usage and team identity. But yeah, I could be jaded.
Faded.
Let's grab a little Jamal Williams here in the 10th round.
That's what I thought of when you said jaded. Yeah, keep a name out your mouth, kid. That was wrong with you.
There's a couple people asking about DeAndre Swift. I will just say personally, it's never a good time to sell a player when the community is at an all-time low on that guy, you know? So right now I would not suggest selling Swift because you're getting nowhere near a first-round pick. And
I also see Swift also being moved. Being moved now, if not next year, and also being one of the top free agent running backs in next year's free agency, I guess, class, you can say, potentially. Just a thought process out there before you continue. All right, now you can continue.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I know. It just has to be a perfect team. I mean, we're already talking about how difficult it is for players to fit in a rotation and stand out from that rotation so much that they become a workhorse player. Another year, another free agency, another group of running backs in the draft. I struggle to see Swift being someone who gets 15 to 20 touches per game again.
Next year, specifically, or just
in general?
In general. Okay.
I think he's much more the 8 to 13 touches per game, and that in the right role, in the right scheme, with the right team around him, could be extremely valuable. Yeah. I don't want to be anti-Swift, but think about how difficult it is for teams already to invest in running backs. We're talking about some of the best running backs getting $6 million a year right now. You know? Are you going to invest that into a player who hasn't had a healthy season ever?
Yeah. I hear you.
I think Swift is one of those names that we all loved and we all agreed upon was ultra talented. And I still feel that way. But I think we might be holding on too much.
Maybe he is not the on the ground pure running in between tackles guy that we expect. Maybe he is the Austin Eckler type of back that maybe that's where we should start seeing him. Okay, he is not getting the yardage in the ground that we want, but he's always been a weapon in the air.
Sure.
Right.
And just to expand on that though, like Austin Eckler on a different team in a different offense is not the fantasy value that he is there.
Yeah, for sure. So
you know, like so it's so situational. By the way, I just wanted to throw something out there. Okay. Swift has been in the league for 3 years. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. So Mike Evans goes off the board. That was definitely someone I was looking at buying there. Man, I love the running backs that I ended up with here. Let's go ahead and let's grab Tyler Lockett here, the ageless wonder. Okay, so DeAndre Swift has been in the NFL for 3 seasons. One of those seasons was a 16-game season. The other 2 seasons were 17 games. Okay, so we're talking about 50 possible games for DeAndre Swift, and injuries are included in this. But how many games do you guys think DeAndre Swift has started being the RB1 for the Lions out of 50 possible opportunities? Keep in mind he's been injured a lot. Just give me a random number, Badake.
I would say he would start at least half of that.
So 25?
Yeah. I would hope he would have started at least half, especially knowing
16
his injury history. Okay.
16. He has started 16 games.
Right. Unlucky.
Just gonna leave that there. Just gonna let it simmer.
Flashy said 16. They were quick to say 16 before you said it.
Yeah, Flash was right on the money. So again, keep in mind he's been injured a lot. Okay, but
Yeah.
50 potential starts.
It's tough.
16.
It's tough. It's tough for Swift. And I think this is the year where you see a guy saying, you know what, I'm the better one here. You know, he's on his contract year.
32% of his games, possible games. Keep in mind, I'm not taking into account injury. But think about that next year from a free agent perspective. We know this guy is super talented, but I'm a GM right now. I have to give you $6 million a year, which is not too much. I can take the chance on you, but you've been available for 32. You started 32% of possible games. So anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
rant over.
Rant over.
I hate that I'm like the.
Anti-Swift.
Yeah, I don't want to be that.
Nah, it's okay. Let's see what happens. Let's see how Swift can stay healthy, if he can stay healthy this year, and if they even give him the opportunity to get some of those touches back. But it might be a 1-2 punch committee when it comes to he's definitely a third down guy that's going to be catching the ball out of the backfield. I think there's no doubt about that. So if you're in a PPR league and you need a guy that's going to get 5 to 8 touches in the air, I think that's fantastic for DeAndre Swift, and that's probably what's going to keep him fantasy relevant.
Yeah.
But if not, you're right. He's probably going to lose touches, a significant amount of touches on the ground.
Totally.
I'm trying to think of somebody that maybe he becomes a Tony Pollard guy to an offense.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And that's
awesome.
that's not a bad thing. I think
No.
we were hoping Swift can be the do it all guy, right? Swift can be the the guy that can go in between tackles and catch the ball, but that's just not the case. Especially.
Well, let me ask everyone in the chat and try and be as objective as possible. I want everyone to give me a percentage chance that DeAndre Swift will have a full season from this point on in his career where he's averaging 16 touches a game. Just 16. We don't even have to go up to like 18 or anything. Give me a percentage chance. And Badake, I want you to think about a percentage as well. What percentage chance do we think
that he gets?
He has a full season that he averages 16 touches a game.
I think that's really low. I think that would be really low, personally. 16 touches just on the ground. I mean, that's like
no touches.
All overall touches.
Any touches.
Okay, so overall touches, average percent, 16 touches, averages. That's definitely low. Still. Ooh, I don't know.
What are you thinking?
Maybe not. I would say maybe like 40, 35, 40-ish. I'm around there. I feel like that's a good
community here.
I think if it's...
Hey, thanks for the super chat.
Thank you, man.
I can't pardon.
I think if it's both touches on the ground and in the air, I think there's a high there, obviously, but not more like 50%.
60% from Shaid. Kevin says 0, 20%, 69%, 10%, 5%. Whom that's tough, not a smash Thor because I like early. Oh, I think that's a different conversation. 13%, 15 to 27, 50%. Okay. So pretty mixed reviews. Yeah. Well, as we say sometimes, if you disagree on a player, now is probably a good time to go buy them if you really believe them. Yeah.
Agreed. I definitely agree. I'm gonna get my boy Wando.
I camp hard, by the way. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate the donation, my man. He says it won't be 1-2 punch, Badake. It will be 1-2 crunch. That's the sound of Swift's next injury. No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
How many games was? How about this? Was it off the rip that Swift played 3 games and then he got injured? He got 15 touches in week 1 against Philly. In week 2, he got 5 touches on the ground. No, he had 15, 16, 17, 18. He had 18 total touches week 1 against Philly. Then in week 2, it went down to 10 touches against Washington. And then Minnesota, he only had 7. He had a total of 11 touches, and then he got injured. So I'm assuming that Minnesota game in week 3, he was injured. So he was getting 10 to 15 touches in the first 2 games, or more than that, I guess, if you were to really average that out.
Right.
In those first 3 games until Jamal really stepped up when he was gone.
Sure. No, I get
but
that.
I think that was the switch there, because
let's all be on the same page here.
But Jamal,
sign.
I was gonna say, sorry, before you go, but Jamal in weeks 1 to 3, 11 touches on the ground, 12 touches on the ground, and then 20 touches in the first 3 weeks. Anyways, just thought process. Yeah. So it always felt like a 50-50 workload, actually.
Yeah. Maybe I would say everyone here would agree, including you and everyone in the chat. When DeAndre Swift was drafted, the draft capital was there, the talent was there, and every indication gave us that he would be a top 5 to 10 running back consistently every year. So I don't want to give up on the player. But I think injuries are just a part of the game that you can't predict. And unfortunately, he's had a bad end of the stick there. So Flash is asking about Gibbs. I think this is a great segue into a Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't want to not believe in Gibbs because of this. But I can see the concern from some people. Similar profile. That's been my comp for Jahmyr Gibbs, has been Swift. But the hope and the desire is that you just stay healthy. The only thing that held DeAndre Swift back from being a monster was staying healthy. But the difference is the expectation for him now in year 4 is different to what it is in year 1. and what he could become. And I think, unfortunately, if you don't become that player within the timeline of a team needing to commit to you or not, then it typically ends up in you not ever becoming that player. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's send a prayer out for Swift for his health.
Amen. Hey, we did get 100 likes. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. I still think it's crazy that almost every stream we have 100 people who are just hanging out with us as we spew crap out of our mouth. But thanks so much for doing so. I hope you love the community. I hope you love being here. We love hanging out with you guys. Personally, with everything that we do, Badake, the streams are actually my favorite part of what we do.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely really fun.
So thanks for the love. Thanks for the likes. We appreciate you. And because we got to that 100 like mark, we will pop off a rookie mock draft. In fact, I will go ahead and start setting that up for us.
Yeah, go ahead, do that, and I'll tell them how to join. Guys, if you want to be part of this mock draft, all you have to do is join our Discord. We do have a new Discord. If you know, we have partnered with Flock, Mason over on Flock Fantasy Endgame, and Fantasy Stock Exchange. So we have created this one big cool Discord with
Thanks
everyone.
for the super chat style. We'll get to that one sec.
Yeah, with everyone there. So go join our Discord. Go to Fantasyland. We'll see the 2 orange footballs next to it. Then go to content release. That's where we'll be posting the links from now on for all these mock drafts and for these live streams. So go there, join there. It is first come, first serve. And if you have joined the Dynasty startup that we did today, please give someone else another chance to join. Okay, if not, we will publicly shame you and out you there, because we've done it before.
We've only had to do it twice, but we have done it.
We have done it. So let someone else join.
Okay.
Styles, man, huge love for the super chat, by the way. He says, no Swift. What do you say? No Swift, no stress. Easy. No.
Thanks for the super chat,
no
brother.
Stress.
So I feel like I have 3 quarterbacks, but Brock Purdy is there in the 13th round. You know, I mean, I'm in the 13th round here. I'm going to take Brock Purdy.
Okay.
I'll have 4 quarterbacks.
Okay. We'll wait until this one finishes, and then I'll go ahead and send that in the Discord.
Any Hosses in here tonight? Where has Hoss been? I need Hoss back in my life.
Yeah, where is he?
Zach really took Levis. Judgment Day is here. It is. And we're all going to be held accountable.
Iowa really fine to stay into this game with Auburn here.
Ritter goes, then Gibson goes. And let's see how we finish out this 13th round. I'm sorry, Shane. I'm sorry I had to do it. We see Ryan Tannehill. Haas is my spirit animal. And let's see what Ronnie and Flash do here. Again, we're about to pop off a rookie mock draft for you guys because you helped us hit our like goal. Thank you so much. If you have yet to drop a like, show some love, show some support, and hit that like button. If you want to be part of this next mock draft, join our Discord with the link in the description. I also just put it in the chat. And then under the Fantasyland tab, there is a content release text channel. That is where we will send it. If you already joined us today, please do not join the second one. We want to make sure everyone gets a chance to join. So I think we can go ahead and send that link out, Badake.
Okay. I'll send it out here now. Once again, content release. 3, 2, there you go. There you go.
There you go. Just making sure no double joins. So far, we're good.
Still got one spot. Team 2.
Wow, this is very rare. We have a spot available.
Make it
still.
quick, boys. Make it quick.
which, yeah, I mean, that's very rare.
Is it
Kyle's in, Spinola's in, special grades in.
Yeah, camping. Here we go. Wow. Okay, no one likes number 2. I might switch to 2 and 2.
Camp says I finally got in. I'm in. Rookie draft tonight. Yes, we're about to do it. Shahid says, okay, that's the second spot got filled by Philly Millie. Thanks for letting me be in my first mock. Been watching for a year and glad to stop being a lurker. I love that, man. Thanks for joining.
Awesome. Glad you had a chance to join.
Yeah, same. Okay, so keep in mind, guys, we're using the landing spots from Walter Football's mock draft. It's a 4-round mock. We'll quickly go through it. CJ Stroud's a Panther. Bryce Young is a Texan. Will Levis is a Colt. Anthony Richardson is a Raider. Then we see JSN to the Texans. Quentin Johnston to the Patriots. Then we get into the back half of the second round where we see Bijan to the Lions. Zay Flowers to the Ravens. Jordan Addison to the Giants. Michael Mayer to the Bengals. Jahmyr Gibbs to the Saints. And then we get into the second round of this one where we see Jalen Hyatt, I think is a first name. He goes to the Packers. Then we see Jonathan Mingo to the Steelers, Tanner McKee to the Bucks, Cedric Tillman to the Seahawks, Luke Musgrave to the Lions, Darnell Washington to the Bills. And we get into the third round here where we see Sam Laporta to the Texans, Hendon Hooker to the Broncos, Zach Charbonnet to the Rams, Xavier Hutchinson to the Titans. I like it. Dalton Kincaid to the Packers. Josh Downs to the Colts in the third round. Zach Evans to the Dolphins in the third round. Chris Rodriguez to the Jags. Dontavion Wicks to the Cowboys. Deuce Vaughn to the Panthers. Devin Achane to the Kansas City Chiefs. Kayshon Boutte to the Niners. And then we get into the fourth round.
Yep.
And here we go. Where we see Kenny McIntosh to the Raiders, Andre Yoshivas to the Falcons, Chase Brown to the Browns, Jaden Reed to the Jets, Rasheed Rice to the Falcons, Tucker Kraft to the Panthers, Rakim Jarrett to the Patriots, Tyler Scott to the Chargers, Charlie Jones to the Browns, and that is all she wrote. So
here we go.
Let's go ahead and start this bad boy off.
Here we go.
Let's get it.
Poppin'.
James says, don't let this rookie mock distract you from the fact that Ticketmaster is charging $21.85 in fees per ticket. What? Is that real?
That's so funny.
Is that actually real? That is ridiculous if true.
It's so random, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, is that real? That's crazy. I will say, when I lived in LA, I used the app Game Time a ton. I don't know if you guys know about the Game Time app, but I would literally finish work and I would drive to Staples Center. And when I got to Staples Center, I would open the app and just buy a ticket to like a Clippers game. No one went to a Clippers game. So then I would just, after the first quarter, when everyone's going to get popcorn and they come back down, I would just come back down with all those people because they wouldn't check them all at one time. And I would spot seats and I would keep them in mind. And then I would have like courtside seats almost for any Clippers game I wanted.
Zach literally like over there on the very top looking at where no one's sitting and then counting. And then literally down to the left and right.
Literally in the nosebleeds.
And then Zach was just sitting there by himself like, wow, got good seats today, guys. You know?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a dream. All right, Quentin Johnston is available, and I'll draft him here.
You draft Jordan Addison, by the way.
Oh shit! Well, I meant to draft Quentin Johnston.
Quentin Johnston right here, and draft Jordan Addison.
What can you do?
It's so funny.
All right, so Bryce Young at the 1-5. Sheesh.
Wow, look at this. Zach Charbonnet falling to me. People don't like the. People don't like the Rams.
To the Rams. Yeah.
I guess he got third round draft capital, right? Was it third round or second round? Let me just double check what he got. Oh, this link is not working for me. It's taking forever. Oh my gosh, that is so loud. Well, no, he went to the. Well, he went to the Rams in the third, it looks like, in this one, I think. Because he didn't go in the second. Okay, he went in the third round, Zach Charbonnet. I mean, do I take him or where did Michael go? He went in the first, didn't he? I mean, I'll take Zach Charbonnet here. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I feel like it's no brainer.
Let's take Zach Charbonnet. I don't know what I was thinking. Boise State versus Northwestern. That's a travel. That's a travel, sir.
Travel. I love watching like NBA playoff games where everyone's like glued in on court side, and then if they see a foul, literally everyone at the same time is like.
Zach Evans in the first, the 112. Michael Mayer. Coach Malone got a steal there with Michael Mayer, Brian Robinson. What a start.
But I want to give a big shout out to Special Grade because I love the love for Zach Evans. Shout out to you, man. Okay, Michael Mayer at the 2-1, Dalton Kincaid at the 2-2. I would say I can't do Kincaid this early if this is actually his draft capital, right? He went in the third round in this scenario. I'm all aboard if he gets first round draft capital taking him this early. But would you agree that if he falls to the third, probably can't take him this early?
I would agree there. I definitely would agree. Yeah, it's tough. I just saw breaking news and I got so excited. But it's just a defensive player.
Yeah.
Every time I see
Eagles are citing, was that Greedy Williams?
Yeah.
Is Greedy Williams a free agent already?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
That's surprising. I felt like he was just drafted. Time flies so fast.
That's what happens when you're old.
I feel like he was just drafted. Damn it. Okay. Huh? Okay, I need to do something real quick, Badake.
Okay.
So you'll be on your own for 1 second.
Do you think?
I'll make sure and make a pick on my phone. I'll be right back.
My mouse died. Josh Downs, Jalen Hyatt, Devin A-Chain. Let's see what Kyle does here. Give me the one on this in a second, Marvin. I'll take the 108. You guys are talking amongst each other, it looks like. Tillman, where did Tillman go in this draft here? Let's see. I gotta find out where he went. So I think he went in the third. It's a pretty decent team as well. Favorite Giant player of all time? For me, look, I can easily say like, Tillman went to the Seahawks, by the way. I can easily say like Lawrence Taylor and all those guys, but I would probably say in my era, the people that I watched, I have a couple. I loved Michael Strahan. I loved Victor Cruz. I loved Eli Manning. You know, I think I can easily say, once again, all those iconic names back in the day. But I think those are the guys that I really love to watch. When I was younger, I used to see Michael Strahan. He used to go crazy. When I was younger, I used to see Victor Cruz and do the salsa, and Eli Manning with that little dumb bum face, but always doing a fourth quarter comeback. So I don't just have one favorite Giant player of all time. I would say if there's a favorite Giant player of all time, probably definitely be like Lawrence Taylor for sure. But once again, didn't watch him because it wasn't my time. Let me make a pick here really fast before I continue. I would definitely say those guys though. I don't have one. I would say, like I said, Victor Cruz, the Eli Mannings, the Michael Strahans, in my time, because I loved all those guys for sure. And I was freaking buzzing every single time. Ooh, is this guy still available? Hell yeah, he's still available. I'll take Luke Musgrave here. He goes to the Lions in the second round. Want to trade, get Sharby? Yeah, you got to trade. Okay, you guys are talking about each other. Favorite Giant coach staff of all time? For sure, Tom Coughlin, 100% with Spags there. I mean, it was iconic for sure. But right now, honestly, and since I would say Coughlin, right now the best coach that we've had and GM we've had so far is Joe Shane and Brian Dable, without a doubt, and it's only year one. So I can't wait to see what it's gonna look like in 3 years, even this year, right? I'm pumped. I am pumped to see what we're gonna be doing. So I can't wait. I cannot wait. I don't know. Maybe I go a little rant about my Giants since Zach went on a rant with about the Commanders, but we on the right direction. We go in the right direction. A lot of people think we overpaid Daniel Jones. Excuse me, which maybe we did, but I don't see in that way, especially with all these quarterbacks that are going to get paid. So I'm really excited to see where we're going to be going and how we're going to be doing things. So ran it out, Badake. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the hell Joe Shane and Brian Dable are doing, but I'm trusting the process. I believe. I mean, Daniel Jones has always been the thing, always been the problem. Like, okay, well, if he has talent, he has good head coaches. He's just never had it. Every single year in the last 4 years, he's always had a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, always something different. This is the first time. I think this actually, yeah, this might be the first time Daniel Jones is going into his second year with a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator. So I am pumped about it. Another year with these guys. We bring Saquon back. Sterling's back on a team-friendly deal. We get Paris Campbell. We signed today. Who else did we sign today? Darius Slayton we re-signed, which I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm okay. I'm happy that we got him, right? It's either you keep Darius Slayton or you pay Jacoby Myers significantly amount more, right? Or whoever else was it, Alan Lazard significantly more. I might as well keep Darius Slayton on a team-friendly deal. And then, yeah, I really want, like you said, getting one of these wide receivers. Quentin Johnson, I'll be so pumped. Jackson Smith, I'll be pumped. And I keep saying, even if we get Jordan Addison, I'm pumped. If we get Zay Flowers, it may be confusing of why we're getting a 5'9" wide receiver when we need a big body guy, but I'm trusting the process. So that's really exciting to kind of see where everything's going. And yeah, Daniel Jones taking the next step. I mean, Casey's saying a top 10 quarterback, and he won a playoff game. That's what I'm saying. This is the way I saw it this past year, and I know it's very one-minded and maybe like a very team fan base. You have to take what Daniel Jones has done in the past, his last 3 years. I feel like last 3 to 4 years, and just wipe it clean. Like all that shit never happened because he's never had a real mentor. He's never had a real quarterback coach. He's never had a real person that said, "Hey, we're gonna help you grow." They were just like, actually, you're a top 5 pick, top 6 pick. You just need to be who you are, right? So, which I thought, I'm gonna take Kenny McIntosh here because I think he had a really good landing spot. By the way, let me just double check. I think he went in the 3rd or 4th round, and I liked his landing spots. I think he went in the 4th round actually. Hold on, let me get back to my rant in a second after I see who. He went to the Raiders. Ooh, with Josh Jacobs, maybe not. Who else is available out there? I mean, it's a 3rd round already, right? You get your guy. I don't know where. I'll take Kenny. I'll take Marvin, actually. I believe in Marvin. Yeah, exactly. We already have Wandell in the slot. Okay, so let me read from the top. He said, I'm making a lot of sense for them. Quinn is the best chance of a true alpha, even though Jason is my wide receiver 1. I agree. I personally think we're either going to package our 1st and 2nd and move up in the 1st round to get one of those guys. And if we don't, and if both of those guys are off the board, we're going straight defense, and we're going to continue to grow our defense. And then if those guys don't work out, then my wife is calling me. Oh shit, she's parked in the middle. Still on live.
Yo.
Oh, Zach's back. Hold on, Ellen's locked outside. This is perfect. I'll finish my rant, boys. Hold on, let me open the door for my wife. 1 second.
What was the rant about? What were we ranting about? Sam Laporta's a pretty good pick there, actually. Wasn't he in the went to the 3rd round? Is that right? Darnell Washington's obviously off the board, right? Yeah, he's been off the board. Duh. ranting about the Giants. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Check out the trade in golf league. Moves happening. Okay, let's have a look. What's happening in the golf league? Okay, let's go ahead and take Tucker Craft. Welcome to the squad, brother. Okay, Kyle gets Joe Mixon, Curtis Samuel in the 310, sends away Christian Kirk and Romeo Doubs. Kyle, do you want my honest reaction? I'm going to need CD. You know the price style. You know the price tag on CD. I'm ready to sell, but you know what the price tag is. No haha, no honesty. I prefer the Kirk side. I got to be honest. It's not by much. This is the trade, in case anyone's curious. So, Joe Mixon, Curtis Samuel, and a third. Or Christian Kirk and Doubs. I think I'm going Kirk. And I think Kirk's role is going to be diminished. But I don't know. I just got to be honest. So we see Zach Kuntz, Rakim Jarrett, and Trey Palmer off the board. How does one get into one of your leagues? So our leagues were started, I guess, like last year, the year before. We've done leagues for about 2 years.
Right, I'm back.
That was when we were over on Patreon.
Sorry.
And we wanted to just be 100% honest on how many leagues we could manage and feel like it's a good league. It's fun. We enjoy it. We're not overwhelmed. The people in the league enjoy it. And we can be good commissions of those leagues. And I think this year when we hit 12, we felt like that was a really happy spot for us both. I know some people out there have channels and they have, 20, 30 leagues. We're just being realistic. We can't do that. So what we decided is when we changed from Patreon to Flock Fantasy, we decided, you know what, those people who decide to support us on Patreon, the OGs, we're going to keep those leagues. And, we're just going to keep playing with these people because we love the community. So in short, we don't offer leagues anymore as part of Patreon or anything. But those, if you want to be in a league, just message us. If you're on the Mother Flocker tier, we will add you to the wait list, okay? To orphan a team. And we've already had a couple people orphan a team. I know Style was. So if there's people who are in our leagues right now and they don't want to switch over from Patreon to Flock, they have the deadline, which is March 31st. So if anyone decides that they don't want to switch over, then we will have a wait list there. So if you want to be in a league, just DM us over on Discord and say, hey, I'd like to be added to the wait list. Keep in mind, you need to be on the Mother Flocker tier because that's what we ask all of our follower leagues to be in.
Yeah. They
just get the benefit of being in those leagues from day one. And, it's just an extra benefit that they have as we grow. So, in short, as we grow, it's just leagues aren't something that you can really scale well, and we only want to scale something if we can do it well. So that's just how we feel about it. But again, if you're on the Mother Flocker tier, we have a document for our leagues, and if you do want to say, hey, if an orphan comes up, let me know. Just message us on Discord, and we will add you to that list.
Yep.
So,
Agreed.
So yeah, that's how the
Agreed,
leagues
agreed.
work.
That's good. Came back and the thing finished. That was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Unlike-
Jared says, do you want us to post trades in the Mother Flocker Discord all the time, or just when you post? So, why don't I just explain our Discord for anyone who has any questions quickly.
Yeah.
Let me, just in case there are any questions, I'd love to explain what it looks like. So let me try and get a new window open here. Window capture. Here we go. Delete that source. The window is... Okay, so you're going to see Badake now. This is what our voice channel looks like. Got an insight look at it. Okay, so in the Flock Fantasy Discord, you'll see everyone's community. Flock's community, Fantasyland's community, Stock Exchange, Fantasy Endgame, right? Up here, you'll see rules, announcements. This is for like the site as a whole, the Flock site as a whole for everyone. Instructions to join. Join here tab is where you will put your information so you can get your role unlocked. Site recommendations / issues. That's if you have any issues with your sign up or with the Discord, or you want the site to improve and you have a recommendation, you would put that there. In our tab here, Fantasyland, okay, our announcements tab, if we have little random announcements, this is where we'll make them. You'll be able to see them. For example, March Madness, right? In the content release tab, this is where we release content for you guys to see. And it's where we talk, where we send the links for our live streams, mock drafts, for people to join, that kind of thing. Every once in a while, we might ask, you know, your opinion on something. Our general tab is something that everyone will have access to, as well as the suggest content ideas, which we've loved having that in the past. So those 4 tabs, everyone will have access to. But if you want to unlock the complete Discord, we'll have Dynasty discussions here, best ball, roster submissions, fantasy hotline setup. This is where, and we'll have to set up Brock and Hand the Man today. We'll have to set up their Discord, their fantasy hotline. So if you sign up for the Mother Flocker tier, you will, when they set you up over here on Discord, you'll have access to this. Just message us, say, hey, I want mine set up. We'll send you a friend request, as I'll do now for Brock. And then we'll set up your fantasy hotline. Dynasty trades. This is also a tab that you unlock when you sign up to the Mother Flocker tier. So you guys know we have our weekly Dynasty trade show. Now, the trades that we're going to be grading are exclusively in this tab. So you can put it in there whenever you want. If you're a Mother Flocker and you used our code, you know, keep in mind, these are only unlocked if you use our code, LAND. But if you're a Mother Flocker and you used our code, you can put a trade in here anytime you want. And then it's going to be covered on our weekly show. So, yeah, I guess that probably explains it.
Yeah.
But let us know if there's any questions.
I think it's good. So just it's gonna give it some time, guys. We're still a lot of people still transitioning. A lot of people are still seeing it, so it may not be as active in our channels as normal, like it is in our other Discord. But give it a couple of months. Once everyone kind of transitions, we'll see all the new conversations, all those new trade options, everything that's there. Instead of it being like, wait, what's happening here? Who's here? You don't know who this is. You'll start seeing everyone start to transition soon. So
yeah, in the next 2 months, it'll be a complete transition over. And you know, as we grow, we want to make sure that the community kind of stays tight knit as much as it can. Of course, we'll hang out with everyone here, but as far as the advice we give, it's just natural as we grow. It has to be in a certain format, so you get the most out of supporting us over there as well. Roster reviews are coming. We've already recorded, and I actually was the one who graded your team, gave you some advice. So that video will be out soon. There's 3 teams on that video.
And if your team is not there, it's definitely going to be, if your team's not there, it will be there. Whether if it's not this week, it will be next week. So
yeah, everyone gets 1 team. So I think that's it for today. Unless I can, did you want to finish any conversation that you were having, or?
Nah. I mean, just talking about the Giants and people. I mean, unless they really want to hear the conversation, but I don't. I was kind of closing it off there about everyone. That's what I believe was going to happen.
Yeah. Did you hear the reports that Darren Waller was really caught off guard by the trade?
Yeah. I don't think that.
That's interesting.
At least in my mind, it's not like a big deal. I mean, a lot of people are caught off guard. I think he was caught
Sure.
off guard in the sense of like, he literally just got married. It was the day after his honeymoon. He got the call saying that he got traded.
Yeah.
So he was definitely caught off guard for sure. But obviously he's saying he's excited. So I watched a couple interviews. People are excited. So
yeah. All right, guys, that's probably it for today. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. Drop a like if you have yet to do so. We appreciate the love that you guys consistently show us.
It's been awesome.
Love this community. Love being a part of it, and glad that you are too. For all the one quarterback gang members out there, we just released a mock draft. You know what's weird about these one quarterback mocks, Badake, is, and we'll just be honest and transparent with you because we don't care. The algorithm, it sucks. It sucks for the algorithm. Like these videos typically perform worse in the first 24 hours than any other videos. But we do them because we want to, cover all the different parts and kind of help out the one quarterback community. But what's weird is typically they get the most amount of likes, like in the first 24 hours. The one quarterback mock we just released 13 hours ago has 208 likes already.
Yeah.
It's so weird. But anyway, we love you guys is what we're trying to say. We're going to keep doing it. So yeah, I don't know why I'm saying this.
No,
I can't remember what my point was, but
it was just more like oddly enough, it's shits for the algorithm, but it actually really helps us engage and find more people. Like people help us, but at the same time, it doesn't do good. I don't know how to explain it. It's like an even medium.
Yeah. Anyway, last thing that we will say is if you do want to support us, unlock our rankings, unlock our exclusive articles, unlock exclusive content that we put out, like bonus videos, let's say on DJ Moore. If you want ranking updates after free agency, after this craziness is all gone, if you want to see how rankings have updated, not only from myself, but also from the guys over here on flockfantasy.com, from Mason, guys at In-Game Stock Exchange. If you want to see all of that, you can sign up using our code LAND for 30% off any membership. So go ahead and check that out. We love you. If you play one quarterback, if you play Superflex, if you play IDP, if you play WNBA fantasy, we love you. If you play lacrosse fantasy, it doesn't matter. It's all love. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys in a future video.
Love.